gonna sugarcoat this. We got ourselves a national crisis. Homelander himself said Starlight traffics kids. And her Starlighters just murdered 3 of our brothers yesterday to cover it up. They're killing us. Wake up! Over the next 2 hours, I will prove that Starlight works with Oprah and Tom Hanks to set up a satanic home delivery service. An order of a hot dog gets you a boy, a taco, a girl, a combo gets you a child they forced to have trans surgery, and a soda gets you a shot of adrenochrome.
Have a new love. It is Firecracker on the Boys.
Oh, yeah.
It's wrong. I know it's wrong, but boy,
she's like hotter Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh yeah.
And even the showrunners have said, yeah, that's who we modeled it after.
Yeah.
And I'm going, yeah, that's probably the way to go. But here's the next question, because
I'm still not sure what the hell her actual powers are.
She's a firecracker. And
we've yet to see her actually do anything other than run her mouth a lot.
Basically, she is Redneck Jubilee. If you were,
okay, all right.
See, kids,
that makes sense.
See, kids, Jubilee used to be an X-Men. You could probably see her in X-Men 97 on Disney, and she uses her powers of creating sparkly firecrackers. Except the difference here is Jubilee is Asian, Firecracker not so much.
No. She's pure white trash.
Oh, like if you could just mind the trashiness here, it's just it's so golden.
Anyway, this is TV10 podcast, and what the hell episode is this?
0497.
Okay.
And some of you are going, wait, you're back? No, we never left. We're just really stretching out the fact.
It's prolonging the magic is what we're doing here. We're spanning time, to quote Vincent Gallo.
We are stretching out the joy of getting to 500 episodes.
Yeah, because we got nothing after that.
Yeah,
I mean, we got... What milestone could we go after that?
We're not like Joe Rogan. I mean, that's a high... Well... Maybe not a high benchmark, but at least it's one where we could tiptoe over it and go.
Yeah. All right, and we are drinking this week our official sponsor, Bohemian Brewery. We got the Cerveza, the official beer of summer.
Correction. The official beer of the Hellsummer that is blazing down upon us. By the way, there is an excessive heat wave if you are listening to this live on air. So if you are catching on fire, douse yourself with a Cerveza.
Happy Hellscape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's our title, by the way.
Magda Vega had some rock and roll business down at a bar on State Street last night. And boy, air conditioner went out. No air conditioning. So it was a bit warm.
Was there any of Bohemian Brewery on tap?
On tap? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't. They might have it in cans.
Did you have that to douse yourself down?
I was working.
That's no excuse. That's no excuse. That tells me no. You didn't think to douse yourself with the refreshing drink that is Bohemian Brewery.
I probably should have, yes.
I accept your apologies. Sir.
Okay, all right. So, all preliminary business is out of the way.
Yeah, you're probably going, what the fuck am I going to watch now?
Yeah, well, I got some new stuff for you coming up this week. First of all, The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
That was premiered a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And new season is already fucking crazy. Yeah. And they didn't waste any time getting into it.
No, they did not.
And we did find out that the next season, the 5th season, will be the final for it.
It is going to be final.
Yeah, but Gen V will continue.
Which does bring up the question, because they did show some little snippets of the Gen Vers.
Yes.
So when is that going to segue into this universe?
I don't really know, but I know they've got a whole universe planned for The Boys. Mm-hmm. So the end of the original series is not the end of the whole thing.
Even though we're going to probably see the last of Billy Butcher here.
Yeah, he's probably not long for this world.
Yeah. Come on now. You all got to rest your sphincters a little bit there, my son. And just know that these fucking cunts are going to be done with.
Yeah. And I also want to point out this, it's a bad movie that it's enjoyable to watch. It's on Netflix. It's called Trigger Warning. It's basically Jessica Alba is John Wick.
Okay. And that's a thing because...
Okay, the story is Jessica Alba is, of course, a special forces officer because everybody is in the military.
We'll buy it.
Yeah, so she comes back to her small hometown. Her dad just died under suspicious circumstances. Yep. And so she's basically trying to solve his murder and running afoul of the local goons and rednecks and Anthony Michael Hall, who is a local senator.
What?
Yeah, and he's a bad guy, and it turns out that, spoiler alert, they did
him dirty?
They did him dirty. They made it look like an accident of a mine cave-in, and there's all sorts of fuckery afoot. And it's just one scene after another of like, we're doing this now? It's just nuts.
So... two things.
It's from the producers of John Wick, by the way.
So, two things I'm going to say. If you're going Jessica Alba in a action film, keep in mind she did do some action sequences in the TV series Dark Angel.
Dark Angel in the year 2000. That was her introduction to the world, pretty much. She didn't really do much before that. She was very young. She was
like 21, 22 around.
Probably not even that, but it was a dystopian future, and it was an okay series.
Well, to be fair, it was Seattle, so it was easy to be dystopian.
Yeah, so you can't find it anywhere. I've looked. I can't find it anywhere on streaming, but I do think I have a DVD set somewhere.
And I would also mention this. If you want to see kick-ass females that resemble John Wick, may I suggest to you two options here. The first one, this is going to be a bit of a hard one to get through, but just trust me on this. Haywire with Gina Carano before she got all anti-vaxxed and anti-woke and whatever.
Before she got canceled, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because
Haywire.
Steven Soderbergh was in there, Channing Tatum, and Bill Paxton in one of his final roles.
All right.
The other one, and this is a no-brainer, Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron.
One of my favorites.
And was also a film that featured the creators of John Wick. Therefore, you have no fucking excuse.
Yeah, also it's got a killer 80s soundtrack. It's set in it's set in Moscow in the 80s.
No, East Berlin.
East Berlin? Okay.
East Berlin. So you had the right idea, but
it's all Europe.
It's all 80s Europe here.
Yeah.
Feel the Euro trash.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. All right. And new stuff coming up this week. On a very slow week. Not a lot of new stuff premiering.
That's why we're staggering this out, folks.
Yeah. On Wednesday on Apple TV Plus, Eva Longoria has a new series called Land of Women.
Okay.
It's a dramedy about a woman whose husband is kind of mobbed up a bit. Kind of. And some shit goes down, and her daughter and her mother have to flee the country. And, it's I'm not really sure what to think of this one, but, Eva Longoria.
Yeah, that's all you really need.
She's usually all right.
She's fine.
She's fine.
Just fine.
Just fine, yeah. Of all the cast of Desperate Housewives, she's
the most prolific.
She's the one who's actually doing something, I guess. I haven't really heard from the rest of them much.
Yeah, I was going to say, what happened to Terry Hatcher?
Except for the one that went to jail.
Oh, yeah, that's she's got her own thing going.
On Thursday, of course, season 3 of The Bear.
Oh, God. So this is probably a good time for all our service members of the industry. Pace yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously, pace yourself.
I don't know what Hulu is thinking, dropping all 8 episodes at once.
Still?
No, 10 episodes, actually.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, so this seems like a series they could, dole out week to week, and it would be fine. But for some reason, they're dropping them all. And, we're finding the restaurant finally getting that restaurant. We had the whole season 2 of building the restaurant.
And the little soft run. And
so now we get to see the restaurant in action. And I'm not even sure what kind of a restaurant it is.
All we know is...
I don't think Carmi knows either.
All we know is Jeremy Allen White, Carmi. I think he's going to channel his inner Bobby Flay.
Yeah.
So just expect that. And what's her name? Why am I blanking on the rest of her
Io Adiberi?
Thank you.
That's probably wrong.
Oh, it's okay, Whitey. We're all good.
She directed one of the episodes.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
One of the 10
awesome.
episodes, yeah.
Okay. So what we're saying is, and I say this with all sincerity to the Emmys, pay attention to this harder.
Yeah.
Give them all the awards. I don't care who else is in contention.
Yeah, it's already been renewed for 4th season at Hulu.
Again, give them the awards.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. TV10 has spoken.
Yes.
All right.
On Prime Video on Thursday, a new series called My Lady Jane. It's about what if Lady Jane Grey wasn't beheaded after her brief reign in the 16th century England.
See, kids, there used to be a lot of queens that decided to get, well, maybe not decided is the right word. A lot of queens were betrothed to a certain Henry VIII, and should they displease him, off with the head they went.
Yeah.
Except her. She said, no fucking way. So...
Yeah, so this is a sort of a YA dramedy. It's got wackiness ensues if you like The Great and shows like that.
Why are you saying YA at this point?
YA, young adult.
Well, I know what YA stands for, but I mean, the subject matter does not lend to YA. I mean...
It's based on a series of novels.
Okay, so...
Of YA novels.
Okay. So what we're saying is this is no House of the Dragon.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is not a very serious affair.
Okay, so that's probably accurate. Thank you for that clarification.
Also on Thursday, that 90s show is back, the Kitty in Red show. That's
a thing?
I guess this first season did okay, so why not?
Okay.
Another thing is maybe going to happen on Thursday. That might be the presidential debate.
Fine.
The meltdown of minds. We're going to watch 2 octogenarians just mumble at each other, if it even happens.
Okay. So let's talk drinking games, shall we?
Shark.
Okay. So let's talk drinking games, shall we? Because that's the only way anybody is going to pay attention to the presidential debate.
You know, I got to work on Friday, so...
That's no excuse. Okay, so let's face it. You and I have to work on... Well, actually, no, I don't have to work on Friday, so fuck all of you. But for you, yes, I agree. We can create the games and watch everybody else get obliterated as a result. For example...
I like this.
Yeah, so for example, if Trump goes off on a tangent, take a drink. Pace yourself. And
okay.
So far, so good?
Yeah.
All right. And if President Biden kind of goes off on a weirder tangent, take a drink. Again, pace yourself.
We're just watching for tangents, really.
Mostly for tangents, and also if Trump decides to use his hands a whole lot.
Well, that'll be a thing, yeah.
Yeah, just drink the whole bottle, and again, call into work. You're sick.
Yeah, so this is on CNN, and it is being simulcast by damn near every network. So you're not going to be able to miss it, really.
What we're also saying is you're not going to see the sentencing of Trump at this debate, unless, actually, another rule here, if President Biden mentions his conviction record, take a drink. If he mentions 34 in any way, shape, and or form, take 3 drinks or 4.
Yeah.
Just to pace it out.
At which point Trump will bring up Hunter Biden, and we'll just go in a circle from there. And I really don't expect any serious policy to be discussed at this thing.
Right.
Yeah. So let's not worry about that.
Yeah. Basically, what we're saying is you're going to drink through this. You might as well have an excuse.
Yes, yeah, that's on Thursday. And the rules, Biden set the rules somehow.
Yeah.
He went around the debate commission, and he's said mics will be shut off after, you get 5 minutes to talk or whatever. After that, your mic gets shut the fuck off. And also, I can't remember. Oh, no audience.
Yeah.
These are going to be dry as fuck.
I mean, drier than the hellscape that is Utah.
Maybe you'll hear some of the crew laughing. Like, do you ever watch Seth Meyers Corrections on YouTube? Yeah, it might be like that.
I watched something else on the AEW YouTube channel where they have RJ Seti doing "Hey EEW,"
okay,
and when he goes off on a tangent, you hear some of the crew members just cackling in the background.
So it'll probably be like that.
Yeah. Now, again, this will be a dry affair. May I recommend a cerveza to make sure that you moisten your esophagus?
You might need the harder stuff.
Well, that's okay. You could stop by Bohemian Brewery in the Midvale area. They got some harder lagers and ales and what have you to really make you feel better. They even have on tap. Did you know this, sir? They got a particular export lager on tap. What was Alan Rickman's character name from Die Hard? Hans
Gruber.
That's it. They got the Hans Gruber export lager on tap.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen that.
And if anything else, you will need that to really enjoy the show.
Yeah, if you make it to Friday, you can watch this new movie on Netflix called The Family Affair. Okay. It's basically Zac Efron is fucking Nicole Kidman.
Oh, God.
And Nicole Kidman's daughter works for Zac Efron, who's playing a famous movie star.
Please tell me Zac Efron is not a podcaster. Please.
No, he's not a podcaster.
Thank God. Okay. So that's good. So he's successful because why?
He's there was something in the trailer about him winning a Teen Choice Award. So he's like an actor.
Oh, basically he's
himself.
He's swole Ryan Seacrest.
He's himself 15 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Can we just recommend, once again, that the only way to enjoy Zac Efron is one of two ways. Either the Iron Claw,
yes,
as Kevin Von Erich, and Ricky Stenicki. Honestly, it's better when he interacts with John Cena. Just trust us on that.
Yeah. So basically, any intersection of Zac Efron and wrestling.
Yeah, that's the only way to enjoy Zac Efron in any way, shape, and or form. Beyond that, no. Just don't try. Don't try.
They're doing a revival of Wizards of Waverly Place.
Okay.
Do you watch Wizards of Waverly Place? No, because I'm an adult. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You're really gonna be brokenhearted when that show's gone, man.
Oh, it's already gone. I know.
And you're filling the void right now. I can tell.
And in other news, Yellowstone, we finally have a premiere date. But I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's November 10th.
Okay.
It'd be like the second Sunday of November. And Kevin Costner will not be there.
Well, he's been kind of busy with this new...
doing his very critically mixed reception for these movies.
Well, apparently, if you understood from the word from Con... Excuse me.
Con.
No, let's do this properly. When you heard the news from Con...
Yes.
Then it was like a 10-minute standing ovation, and that left Costner choked up and everything, which brings us to 2 points, because this is going to be split into 2 parts. So the first part will be June 28th, and the second part will be somewhere mid-August.
What is this, goddamn Hunger Games? What are we doing here? Kevin, get an editor.
No. We tell that to Zack Snyder, who has yet to listen. Let's work on one director with hubris at a time, and then we'll get there.
Yeah, so this is the season 5 of Yellowstone, which will be the last, and this is the second half of the 5th season, which has been... We haven't seen anything for almost 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And, so they're started filming, and Costner will not be there, so I'm not sure how they're going to work around that. Maybe just a cardboard cutout.
Or they'll just do a House of Cards thing. I mean...
He dead.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey him. I guess it could be done.
I never thought we would use him as a verb, but here we are.
Getting Spacey'd. Yeah.
Oh, there's our title right there. Getting Spacey'd.
And Yeah, so, if your love of Yellowstone hinged on Kevin Costner,
We understand, we're sorry, and we'll be fine. My mom's actually excited to see Horizon, so...
Of course she is.
Of course she is.
That's the target audience.
Yes, it is. So I just went, okay, Mom. It sounds like you're going to have a great time with that. So she barely puts up with my wrestling, so I'm kind of doing the same thing she does when she says about my wrestling. Well, it sounds like fun. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have a way of monetizing it, that's even better.
Do you?
Of course. I write for SlamWrestling.net. Not just because I have an MBA.
Oh.
So just pre-gaming you right there, sir.
Yeah, but getting paid in Canadian coins.
Yeah, well, you're saying that now, but once again, once the authoritarianism...
What's the conversion rate?
Who cares? I'm going to Von Trapp my ass over to Canada.
Okay.
And it's one less thing I have to worry about. Suck on it.
All right. Okay, and...
That's probably a segue.
It's that time.
In that case, please hit my music.
It's sports and Tommy Milagro. Go team.
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the sport of professional wrestling. It has been a very busy couple of weeks since we last talked to you here. So, a few things, and I think we talked about it last time, but it bears repeating again. Utah is going to be getting some wrestling events, starting with Game Changer Wrestling, and it has now been confirmed that the time they are going to have their event is August 18th. So you are going to see some very bloody as fuck wrestling matches, and it's possible certain stars may be coming their way, like GCW champion Mance Warner. You might see Nick fucking Gage and you might remember him from Dark Side of the Wrestling, and you might even see Matt Cardona because he is currently the GM. That's GM, General Manager, the GM of GCW, and we'll have more on the card because the card is subject to change, and we will tell you where you can go and where to get tickets on that as the days develop. Also, local wrestling promotion, Devotion Championship Wrestling, they are going to have some events coming up in the next couple of summer months, but the big one to pay attention to, September 7th, Manny Lemons, who's been on our show, by the way, he will be challenging the NWA World Heavyweight Champion EC3, the Overman, because he's over, man.
Okay.
For the 10 pounds of gold. And also announced is that Tommy Dreamer, formerly of ECW and WWE and currently on TNA, is scheduled to make an appearance there as well. So great stuff to be watching out for in the August months. Hopefully we will not burn up in the meantime, but, happy Hellscape, everybody.
Yes.
But also, now let's turn to things AEW, because they are going to have a pay-per-view coming up June 30th that more than likely I'm going to be writing for.
Okay.
It's Forbidden Door. Basically, it's their signature pay-per-view where the stars of AEW fight against wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling and, more importantly, CMLL, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, from Mexico. So that'll be a nice little get right there. But on the card is going to be the AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland, who will be putting up the World Championship against AEW Intercontinental Champion Will Ospreay. So that will be one of the big matches to watch out for. Also, on the show, it's going to be, we're going to crown a king and queen of the Owen Hart International Tournament. And whoever wins gets a future title shot down the road. So that'll be something exciting to see. We will have more on this And if you want to follow along with it, you can catch up at slamwrestling.net. Again, it's only because I just write there for them, and even though I have an MBA, then see, as Mr. Frost chugs away right there, refreshing, ain't it?
Yes.
All right. So let's get into some other stuff here, and this is also AEW adjacent. And it also involves NXT. You're familiar with NXT, Mr.
Yes.
Frost?
Yes.
Okay. So for everybody else, NXT is basically the development promotion for WWE, and they are currently featured on Tuesdays on the USA Network up until October. We'll talk about that more in a second. But NXT beats Dynamite in AEW Dynamite in viewers and key demos for the second week in a row. So, yeah, AEW has been kind of struggling with ratings of late, and NXT has been viewed by far more fans than AEW's flagship show, and they beat them in the key ratings as well. So for the second week, and this was reported at slamwrestling.net on June 21st, by the way. This week, Dynamite brought in 502,000 overnight viewers and scored a .16 in the key demos, whereas NXT averaged 794,000 viewers and .26 in the key demos as well. So what we're trying to say is here, folks, if you don't pay attention to the inside baseball, they be getting spanked. So,
all right.
Yeah. Now, if you had to guess, what would you attribute that to? If you had to guess, there, Mr. Frost. Just based on the numbers.
I'd say part of it could be the schedule getting fuckered around by basketball.
Yeah, I would agree on that. Now, keep in mind that we're going to talk sports ball for a second, folks. The Boston Celtics won their 18th championship. I want to say either Monday or Tuesday of last week, and then, of course, we got NHL hockey. See, kids, hockey is a big ice sport that Utah is now going to be a part of, like for realsies and truesies this time.
The Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah, the Utah Hockey Club, which I get it, but at the same time, what was wrong with Golden Eagles? Why?
It's right there.
Yeah, I know. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be a factor here.
So, so the schedule got fucked around by NHL and NBA.
Mm-hmm. And
I'd say that's part of it, but probably not the whole thing.
Well, and here's the thing, because it can't be good news, as we talked about at slamwrestling.net for AW, who is currently in a TV rights negotiation with Warner Brothers Discovery. So, and they have the Forbidden pay-per-view that we mentioned coming up. In other words, Zaslav is going to look at this and go, what should I fill this spot with? First of all, Mr. Zaslav, keep wrestling there, but if you want to fill your programming, the answer, as always, is TV10 Podcast.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Just put 2 cameras on here. Just help us with the teddy bear nanny gams with the streaming. We will get this taken care of for you right away. And then let's see, WWE-wise, they're doing great. CM Punk is starting to come back. We won't know when his next match is going to be, but it's more than likely going to be against Drew McIntyre, who, quote-unquote, punked him out at the Clash at the Castle, PLE. Before you ask, that means Premier Live Event. So WWE's making that a thing since they don't really have pay-per-views anymore.
Premier Live Event, okay.
Yeah, PLE. Right. And you're going, this is just more work than it has to be. Yeah. I can see that look in your eyes, like, why is this a thing? Why?
You're technically paying for it if you weren't watching it on Peacock.
Yeah. But again, that's the only way you're going to see WWE is if you flock to the cock.
Yeah.
Again, folks, listen to TV10 Podcast. Flock to the cock. Tell your parents, well, okay, maybe not that.
No,
that may not be a good idea. And finally, this is the only way to end the sports segment, and more importantly, get the true fans out there, the maniacs out there, if you will. and that is, it has been announced Hulk Hogan is into the brewery game. Did you see this?
I've been seeing this, yeah.
Yep. So it is called the Real American Beer. And let's see if I can find out more about Real American Beer. So Real American Beer, that's Real American, therealamerican.com, by the way.
Not a sponsor.
I know. Thank you for that, Bear. But yeah, basically it says here, America is at its best when united, and there's one thing we can agree on. It's a simple pleasure of sharing a beer. That's why we started the Real American Beer, to bring together people one beer at a time. Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and you can sign up for news and updates and offers and experience the crisp, refreshing taste of American tradition, proudly brewed in the United States. Get some, brother, and what you gonna do to find some Real American Beer running wild on you? And I answer, well, you need to go somewhere outside of Utah, because obviously we can't have nice things. Why? Because it's sports.
It's sports at Tommy Milagro. Go team.
This is also me talking to you about this for the first time, Mr. Frost. Do we need to make a run to Wendover, or is this more of an Evanston trip? I'm asking for a friend, of course.
Maybe Evanston.
Yeah, it feels Evanston-y, doesn't it?
I mean, Wendover, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's gambling, but at the same time, it's like...
It's Wendover.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what I was saying to the people who were signing up for medicinal marijuana cards. That's great if you want to do that, because it'll save you a trip on Wendover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it saves a lot of problems right there. Which we don't endorse, by the way, because, again, we're just performance artists, Your Honor. that covers us legally, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, what else have we got there?
I'm having a hard time finding anything here.
Oh.
Really, it's that kind of week.
So here's what I've been doing since the last time we talked here.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as shows I've been trying to watch.
Trying?
I'll tell you why in a
chore.
And I'll tell you why in a second. Monsieur Spade. It's apparently available on Prime Video. And I tried getting through the first episode, but obviously the French language is a lot, and then it requires me to actually pay attention.
No, not French.
I know. So that's where I'm kind of halfway in and out of that. I also finished up on Doctor Who, the new one on Disney. And have you had a chance to see all of it? Or?
Not yet, no.
Okay. I won't spoil it for you, but it did involve a Doctor Who character from the past, so this is definitely Russell Davies doing on this. Take that for whatever you want, but you'll just go, huh, you're a thing. And more importantly, you'll go, huh, this is what the graphics would have looked like if we did that in the 70s. So that's all I'll say on that matter. I'm done sticking with the Acolyte, even though you probably hear this, and if you hear, let me tune in our special device here so you can hear what fans are saying.
That is a shortwave radio.
Yeah, let me tune this in. This is too woke.
Oh, the same.
I mean, there's women who are trying to channel the Force. What? There's an Asian guy who's a Jedi Master. This is not my Star Wars. Okay, let's tune that down.
Star Wars is all woke now.
And again, and I will say this, and you and I have said this before, this has always been this way.
Yeah.
Why are you now realizing this?
But did you know the Boys is now woke too?
And again, even what was the name of the showrunner? He even addressed that.
He said you could go watch something else.
Yeah.
Eric Kripke.
That's it. Even Eric Kripke is going, so you're wanting to say Homelander is your hero? I mean, yeah, watch something. Even I have to agree with him on that.
Come on, he brought a Fudgy the Whale. Why not?
Yeah. And of course, Homelander. Oh, God. Anthony Starr.
Yeah.
Why has he not had an Emmy just yet? That is my question.
I don't know. I would. I think I haven't looked, but I think it's on Max. His previous series, Banshee.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend checking that out. It's wild as hell.
Oh, God.
4 seasons on, it was on Cinemax. I think it's probably on Max now.
Now, keep in mind, this was Anthony Starr restrained. You're laughing, but at the same time, you didn't say I was wrong.
No.
So, him going full Homelander here, I mean, obviously he's having a lot of fun right there, but oh dear God, if I gave him one shot too many, I am going to be scared as fuck for a while. So.
Yeah, Banshee from 2013 is available on Max.
Yeah. And of course, the other thing to pay attention to, if you're not going to pay attention to the presidential debate, then may I highly recommend you really watch harder Last Week Tonight, especially when John Oliver got into Project 2025.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that, man?
Of course I did, yes.
Yeah, and how he spliced it in with MILF Manor. And,
yeah. And Salt Lake City's own Barbie.
Yeah, and more importantly, he when it got too cringy with the MILF Manor, he even went, "Look, you were really lopping it up with House of Dragon. You had no problems with it then. Now you got a fucking problem with it now."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, actually, he's got a point there."
got a hell of a point there.
So what we're saying, kids, is it's okay to stay woke because
it's okay to be woke.
Yeah, even though. And I can hear you right now, but the Utah legislature, anytime you start with the Utah legislature says, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
This is just a side hustle for the real estate.
Yeah, so while we're talking about shows, you should be watching harder. I don't think we were off when this show came up. Phantasmus.
Oh, yeah.
From Julio Torres of Los Spookies. Whoa. It's so out there imaginative, and it's impossible to describe, really. If you explained a plot to anyone about one episode, they would say, "You're insane."
And we tried it so hard with Los Spookies.
That was a much easier. That was a group of friends who threw horror themed parties.
Yeah,
and Fred Armisen showed up once in a while.
And then you were fine right there. It was your telenovela.
That was a very, very straightforward series. This is just crazy. Phantasmus.
Remind me again the guy that was on Spookies that's in Phantasmas?
Julio Torres. He's the guy who basically created and wrote Los Spookies. He's doing the same thing here.
Okay.
This is his show.
All right.
And it's just basically his life in New York City, highly exaggerated. It's just out there.
Yeah, and
but it's really fun to watch. You don't even have to know what's going on.
Yeah, and for those of you that are going, Julio Torres, why are we dealing with Mexican? Okay, let's just.
I would hope none of our audience are thinking that.
Well, I know, but you have to consider that among our smart people, there's going to be that one person going, what's going on with this Mexican?
But by the way, unlike Los Spookies, Phantasmus is not in Spanish. It's in English.
Okay, so number one, pay attention to that.
No reading.
And Julio Torres, he was Andres. He was the heir apparent to the chocolate fortune in Los Spookies.
Yeah. Which is also on Max. I'd highly recommend checking that out if you've never watched it.
Yeah, and also if you're trying to say to yourself, why is my babblefish not getting me to where I need to be? This is the way to do it here, folks. That's how you do it.
Babblefish. Okay. And also another show. Well, it's premiering as we're recording. Orphan Black Echoes.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to live up to the original Orphan Black. I have all the faith in the world in Kristen Ritter, but we'll see.
And here's my question about that, though, because this is the first time we've had a chance to talk about it. I tried getting into all of Orphan Black, but oh my God,
there's a lot. There's 5 seasons.
There was a ton where I just said, okay, I need a break. I just need to.
Yeah, it's not a show you can watch a lot of in one sitting.
Yeah, so if I slipped right into Orphan Black Echoes,
you would be fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because Kristen Ritter or just in general?
Well, it's a whole different story, whole different cast of characters. It's set in the future. It's set in the year 2052, I think.
Okay.
And you just need to know that there's still biotech cloning going on, even though they thought they stopped it in the original series, Orphan Black.
Okay.
And unlike in Orphan Black, Tatiana Maslany played 10 characters or more.
If that.
Yeah, Kristen Ritter is just playing one. They're not going to saddle her with that.
She's playing one for now.
For now.
Let's just get that out
Things
of the way.
could change, yes.
Exactly. And this kind of feels like a Dollhouse season 2 kind of.
Why season 2?
Well,
They didn't know what the fuck they were doing on season 2.
well, that's what I'm saying. This is season 2 if they actually figured out what the plot was going to be.
Okay.
See, kids.
Yeah, Dollhouse. Fine series. Eliza Dushku. I think it's on Hulu.
Yeah. Actually, is it on Hulu?
I think it might be.
I think
last time I looked.
Let me take a look.
I still have my Dollhouse promotional doll in the other room there. It's got it from Fox.
You haven't had Dushku signed that for you? Or was it like it didn't come up, or you didn't want to be that fan?
Well, I haven't met her. I know she was originally from Utah. I doubt she's around anymore.
Yeah, that is true. Let's see. Why?
It's not like I'm going to be running into her anytime soon.
Well, what about?
It would be weird if I had my Dollhouse doll with me. Say, "Will you sign this?" That'd be fucking weird.
So what you're saying is, I need to do this for you.
Probably.
Yeah, and I'm totally fine with that.
You're fine with you're fine with that kind of thing.
Yes, of course. What's the worst that could happen? And in answer to your question, it's actually on the C-Dub.
Isn't really?
Yeah.
Huh. Isn't her husband like a footballer, like an NFL guy, like a 6-foot NFL dude?
Good question. I don't know.
He's one of the more well-known ones too, and I can't remember his name.
I didn't realize she was married to a footballer.
Oh yeah.
And again, that's I didn't put the right pronunciation. He's a footballer, not a footballer.
Yes,
there's a difference.
Yes, and also this show came back and didn't even notice it because the promotion was just not there. Calling from Account season 2 dropped on Paramount Plus.
What was
I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago. Calling from Accounts.
Wow.
It's about this couple who meet cute over running over a dog. The dog is fine. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. It's okay. Just
yeah.
That's how you meet cute, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
And it stars an actual married couple, and they created the show Patrick Vrammel, who was also on Evil, and Harriet Dyer, who was on American Auto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is an Australian thing.
Oh, very Australian at this point?
It's a bit Australian. Yes.
Okay.
But a very funny show, though.
All right. I guess and again, so that would be the show to have couples watch if they want that meet cute, feel good feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though it involves a dog getting injured.
Again, the dog is fine.
How often do you have to say that out loud?
They're both involved in the accident that it injures the dog, and therefore they decide to adopt him and take care of him together.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Yeah.
And how often do you have to say, the dog is fine?
Pretty much any time I mention that show.
Okay.
Because you set up the premise, and then you got to tell people, don't worry.
He's fine.
Doggy's fine, yeah.
Yeah, just relax.
And also, We Are Lady Parts, Season 2.
Oh.
On Peacock.
That's going on right now as we speak.
Well, it dropped a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
All 6 episodes of it.
All
and
right.
Very funny. It's about a female punk rock band. They're all Muslim, and they're in London.
In other words, it's very halal.
Yeah,
so.
it's hilarious. And
it's hilarious.
Yes, it is, yes. And
Sorry.
The first season, they were struggling playing shithole dives that don't have air conditioning. And the second season, they're on the road. They're finally gaining some traction. They got a fan base. They're about to sign a record deal. And, of course, things go sideways.
Okay. So, 2 questions. How do they find time to film at Tailgate Tavern? Let's get that out of the way. Secondly, how are they able to find success as Muslims in, very prim and proper London?
They did it.
They did it.
They did it.
Okay.
And the songs are good, too.
So we could expect a soundtrack anytime now on.
Oh, they should release a soundtrack. If they haven't, that's criminal.
So may I suggest something here? Mm-hmm. Because we always have the era of Hollywood here.
Of course, yes.
And by the way, who is the production company that does We Are Lady Parts?
It's a British company.
Right.
It's a British series, and it airs in America on Peacock.
Do you know the British company? Is it Pinewood or some jazz like that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. So what we're saying here to our friends over at the pond, hello there. What I'd like to say to you chaps is that if you're going to get into the spirit of punk, may I highly recommend Bandcamp. Bandcamp is the only way that you will be able to actually monetize the songs, get a cut to the artist, and avoid the fuckery that is Spotify. That should sum it right there.
Yeah.
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 And again, don't Spotify unless you absolutely have to.
Bandcamp works pretty well.
Yeah, Bandcamp is the best. That is the bomb, as the kids
until
would
its
say.
new corporate owners fuck it. Then we'll see.
So basically, we fucked it up already.
Well, no, it's doing fine right now.
Okay.
But who's to say? There used to be a really great website for bands back early 2000s called mp3.com.
Oh, okay.
It was fucking fantastic. It just had music, a little basic, and then it got bought by Universal.
Oh, was it Universal?
Yeah, then they put it out of business.
Shit.
So it was good. And the original MySpace was also good for bands.
And then
that got fuckered.
So thank you, Zuckerberg, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe. Sorry, I didn't say it right. Thank you, Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
That's the right tone.
All right, I think we've given the people enough raw meat.
We've exhausted you enough. We've dealt you a heavy blow of great TV shows you should be watching.
We have to send Tommy Milagro back out into the hellscape.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but thankfully, I am perfectly hydrated thanks to Bohemian Brewery's Mexican-style lager, Cerveza.
Yes.
Cerveza is a great way to keep the heat at bay, and it's just a fantastic drink to have for the summer months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, of course...
What are our other sponsors?
I am so glad you asked.
You can also refresh yourself with in the summer doldrums.
I mean, there's so many to choose from, but if I had to have my choices, I would start with Sugar House Distillery, the fine purveyors of Sugar House vodka. They also have the malt style whiskey, and of course, they got cans. And of course, Mr. Frost is a big fan of the raspberry lemonade.
Yes.
In a can.
Very, very tart.
That is the only way to enjoy the summertime. But of course, if you really want to, go over to our good friends at Outlaw Distillery out in Midvale. They too have vodkas, rums. They are now delving into some vodka. And that too is a fine way to be refreshed as well. And of course, you may want to go up to Ogden. Ogden is awesome, I heard.
Yes, yes.
And especially Ogden's own distillery has many great things, starting with some 5 Wives and 5 Husbands vodka. Happy Pride Day. I'm saying that to you, Utah legislature. And, of course, they also have Madame Patarini gin. See, transgender things do result in great things here, folks. And let's see.
They went woke and yet did not go broke.
Strange, ain't that?
Yeah.
And they also have...
That was years before this whole Budweiser bullshit.
Yeah. Imagine if Kid Rock got involved.
Kid Rock shooting up a bunch of 5 Husbands bottles.
Oh, actually,
You can't buy that kind of advertising.
Actually, you can buy better advertising if we can get some of the drag queens involved with the Kid Rock show. I would just watch them implode.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Like it, yeah.
So, drag queens of the world unite. I have an assignment for you.
All right.
But of course, you need some Porter's Fire, some Porter's Peanut Butter Whiskey. And, of course, you need some cans. Mr. Frost prefers the Porter's Peach Tea.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And that is the only way to enjoy summer refreshment. And, of course, you should go to Boosty, by the way. They're in downtown Salt Lake. They have all sorts of glassware. They have all sorts of things to mix up proper drinks for the summer months to keep you properly refreshed. Hello, Hellscape. And, of course, they also have some non-alcoholic drinks if you wish. If you want some non-alcoholic gins or tequilas or bourbons or even some sparkling rosés.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is also very tempting to have here. But more importantly, just go up to the places and just rock up with a TV Tan Podcast t-shirt. Where can I get one? We'll talk about that in a second.
I think they know.
Well, actually, we're going to tell them more about it. But more importantly, rock up to them, tell them TV Tan Podcast sent you, and everyone will be happy and fine. Now you're going, can we get a TV Tan Podcast t-shirt? Yes, you could do it through us, tvtanpodcast@gmail.com. However, I think we can announce this now.
Sure.
Are you okay with me doing this?
I don't even know what you're going to announce.
I'm going to say that our 500 episode.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yeah, you're going, can we get a TV Tan Podcast t-shirt from you directly? Of course.
Yeah.
And the place to do that will be at Black Sheep and the Foothill Village if you're in Salt Lake City, Utah.
You haven't confirmed this.
Well, it's tentatively confirmed. Now, the card is subject to change, obviously.
Who's going to be there besides us?
Well, a lot of our friends. Maybe we could see Melissa Merlot. Maybe we could see Dr. White. Maybe we could see other fans of the TV Tan Podcast show up for this great event.
Now, this is not the one out in Witch Jordan.
No, it's not in the Weejo area.
No.
This is Foothill Village proper. So we're going to get things firmed up here. But as of right now, August 4th, circle that on your date. That is a Sunday. We will record this live on air. And you will... the time is yet to be announced here. We're working that out here as we speak. And you could probably sample some of the sponsors we just talked about here at TV Tan Podcast.
What a coincidence. They carry all of them? Or most of them?
They have worked with Outlaw Distillery. They have worked with Ogden's Own. They got the Bohemian on tap.
Okay.
We're going to work on... I know they've done stuff with Outlaw Distillery. Not sure about Sugar House. We're going to work on them a bit.
Okay.
But other than that, you just need to circle that on your calendar and invite as many people as you can. Yes, you. I'm telling you right now, bring all your friends to the Black Sheep in Foothill Village. And I'm going to get you the address if you'll vamp for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know where this is. I have not been to this Black Sheep, but I do remember it used to be a different restaurant. Mm-hmm. And it was an okay restaurant, but I'm betting this is much better.
Because, well, my friends are involved here.
Yeah.
So at 14 South Foothill Drive in Salt Lake City, Utah is where you could find that.
All right.
Definitely.
Easily accessible?
Easily accessible. I am going to recommend, though, obviously, have a designated driver with you and or Uber or Lyft your way out there. That's the only way we're going to get through this shit. But more importantly, we will have more details as we slog our way to 500.
Yeah,
we're prolonging the magic.
Yeah, we're dragging it out by going every other week with these episodes. Mm-hmm. If anybody noticed, I don't know if you did.
The numbers are kind of showing that they're noticing at the moment here. But yeah, that's why we're assuring you, new episodes are coming. We're just taking our time in the summer months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more importantly, we're just going to go enjoy your House of Dragons and see if you can make comparisons to MILF Manor. And then you can send us an email at tvtanpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to say goodnight, America.
And yes, jiggle the handle for Team Green, or jiggle the handle twice if your house black, because either way, flush.
It's all Game of Thrones. Okay.
We all know that Oprah has been under house arrest ever since she sat down with Harry and that monarchy fucker Meghan Markle. For those who say that the evidence against Tom Hanks is less clear-cut, well, that's because the brave whistleblower who was gonna blow Forrest Gump's pedo ring wide open fell off a bridge before he got the chance. If you add up of all of the Tom Hanks movies, you get 311, which is the police code for child porn. It's just math.